Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with Jonard Tools. Today's host is Mr. Wayne Bunce, and he is their Managing Director for North American Operations, and he will be presenting today. If anyone has any questions, please submit them in the question box, and Wayne will answer them at the end of today's presentation. Wayne, thank you so much for being with us today. We greatly appreciate your time and the information you're going to share with us. I am finished for now. Please go ahead and take it on over.
Thank you, Julie. I appreciate the introduction. So today I want to discuss what I call our low voltage or network tools, and a lot of it has to do with the cable prep tools as far as stripping and having the right stripper and making the right connections with your cable. So this is just a brief history. We'll go through this real quick so we get into the tools. But basically, Jonard's been around since 1958. We're really honed in on the telecommunications market as far as our products and our development of tools. Most recently, since 2003, we've basically been focusing on fiber optic products. In line at, like still our low voltage and our copper products are still viable, and we sell a lot of products, and we are still developing more products. But anyway, we have a lot of different tools depending on what your applications might be as far as cable prep. The first items I have up here, we call it the Cyclops, the CST1i. This is basically a tool. It's a one-turn tool, and this will do any soft jackets up to 3/8 inches. And it's really neat because you can even do coax, take the jackets off of coax with this tool. You simply just take the tool, go around the cable one time, take the insulation, pull it off with your fingers, and your cable is stripped. So people are doing a lot of Cat 5, Cat 6 cables. This is the perfect tool. It's a jacket removing tool only. It will not strip the conductors, just the jackets. Moving on, the CST 1900 and the CST 4000. Both the tools work exactly the same way. The only difference is the size of the cable. The CST 1900 is one of my favorite tools for many reasons. It's the fact because you can do a spiral cut, a slit, or a ring. So if you have to open the cable up in the middle, instead of just doing end stripping to do a mid-span, the CST 1900 and CST 4000 are two really good tools. This works all the way down to Cat 5, Cat 6 cable up to your electrical power cables. So like I said, this is one of my favorite tools. I wish I had this tool when I was doing electrical work back in the late 1980s, early 1990s. The next tool, the WSC826. This is a multi-purpose tool. It will strip wire from 8 to 26 gauge, and it has a crimp tool for your I think they're Staycon connector type connectors. We don't make these type of connectors. Actually, we just released these type of connectors recently. But yeah, so what I like about this tool, I don't know if you guys can see with my arrow, this little stop right here is adjustable. So if you're stripping a lot of wires the same length, this little arm will pull out here, and you can actually strip wires the same length every time. And if that's not the case, if you want to strip wire at any length, you can just remove and undo the screw and remove the arm, and you can strip any length. Like I said, this is a really good tool if you have a lot of repetition in your life where you're stripping the same cables the same length. To use this tool on a smaller or larger gauge, it has a knob here that adjusts your tension. This cable stripper basically will take the insulation and it kind of like separates it from the cable. Instead of like doing a stripper, you pull the insulation off. This will pull the insulation or the jacket off the cable itself. So this tool will actually strip the conductors. So it's a jacket and a wire stripper, where the first tool I talked about was just a jacket stripper. The WS5, one of my favorites, is very versatile tool. It will do 10 to 30 gauge. It has a lock on the backside you can't see to adjust the tension on the tool. This will strip, like I said, 10 to 30 gauge, very easy to use. This is more of a maintenance type tool where you guys don't know what you're going to be getting into. For the money, it's a really good tool. The next tool, WS822, Again, this is another tool that if you're doing repetition work, it's a great tool because of the ergonomics in this tool. This tool will strip 8 to 22 gauge wire, and it's works similar to the WS826 that I showed you. It will separate the insulation from the jacket from the cable. So again, this tool is a little bit more expensive, more of a, I would say you're doing a lot of stripping day in, day out, and you want to save your hands, this is a great tool to use. The WSC1412, I would consider this more, it's an electrical wire stripper, do 12 and 14 gauge wire. This tool right here, you simply squeeze the tool down and it will, you don't want to use the tool to strip the jacket off the cable. You want to like press the tool into the cable and then remove the jacket with your hand. If you use the tool to remove the jackets, you're going to damage the cable. All right. These type of strippers have been around a long time. I know some people call these T-strippers. We do 3 different size tools, 16 to 26 gauge, 20 to 30, and 10 22. These are our most popular wire strippers that we make. Very simple to use. Each hole is specifically designed for a size of a cable. You put that size cable in the hole and there's easy stripping. Again, these are by far our most popular wire strippers that we make. The ST series is more for your precision type stripping when you start getting to smaller gauge wire. What's nice about this tool is you can adjust the cable size at the top of the tool, and then this little lever right here will determine your strip length. So again, if you have a lot of cable where you have to strip to the same length every time, we have 4 different models. The difference between the black and the yellow is the black is ESD safe. So if you're doing stuff in a clean room where you have to have a ESD type of products, that's the tool you want to use. But again, these are real popular in manufacturing. People that are doing stripping with precise wires, the same strip length every time. ST series is the way to go. Oh, we have a full line of scissors. In fact, I didn't put all of them on here. These are our most popular. The ES1964 is our most popular snip. If you're in the industry, in the telecom industry, you would call these snips. You don't call them scissors. The ES1964 is the same tool as the DS model. The ERG just stands for ergonomics. It has a longer handle. The JIC-183, this is one of our newer products. It's a heavy-duty stripper. These blades, I trim my bushes with these all the time. Not only do they cut wire, they really sturdy blades, and they can cut a lot of other harder objects. This tool does have a 14 and 18 gauge wire stripper built into the handle. And this little notch up here on the front is used to strip your Cat5 cable. If you want to take your insulation on the outside of the cable off. Sell our stuff in kits. The TK400, if you have ever had a guy from AT&T, Verizon, Lumen come into your house, they have this on their tool belt. You can also go in the grocery stores and spot linemen because they have their tools on them all the time when they put their belts on. So I always laugh when I go in the grocery store and I see someone with the lineman's splicer's kit on his belt. The cable and knife, the KN-7, is pretty much an industry standard as far as a cable knife. I'm not a big fan of using cable knives. I know a lot of people out there do, so we sell them, but there are other tools to get into cable other than knives. And again, a lot of people don't even realize that the non-serrated blades on our ES1964 scissors can be sharpened. The serrated side, which is, I wish I could blow this up and show you guys, one side of the scissors is serrated, the other is flat, and the serrated is for cutting purposes. You can sharpen the non-serrated side several times before the scissors will need to be thrown away. A lot of people don't even realize that you can sharpen the scissors, but you can. And now that's what the KSS-1 is used for. We do sell things in a lot of variety of kits. The TK-50 is an oldie but good one. It's been around for about 20 years. Has your knife, your spudger, can wrench, and a pair of snips. And the TK17 is more recent tool. It's been out for about 8 years now. It has your punch down tool, flashlight, scissors. This pair of pliers in here is actually a crimping plier for UR, UY, UG connectors, and a screwdriver. As far as punching down cable, we have 2 models. The only difference between the 2 tools is one has a rubber grip, and this is more for an impact to ease the pain in your hand, because if you're punching down all day, this adds extra cushion to the palm of your hand. These are sold individually as just a punch down tool, and down here I list the different kits. You can buy these punch down tools with the different blades. You have the 110, 66, the 116, which is a 110 and 66 on the other side. This EPB 630, this is the old, very old punch down block going back to the 70s. A lot of Verizon properties still have the 630s in their systems. And then we have 2 different types of Krone blades. We have the non-scissors type, and then the EPB Krone actually has a pair of scissors on the end that will cut the wire after you punch down. So when you buy these in kits, the EPD without the S would be your non-gripped, the extra cushion grip. If you add an S to the part number, you get the cushion grip. So that's the only difference between the kits, but they're all available individually or with the different blades. We make several different can wrenches, and it's an interesting story why, but some systems allow you to actually have the wrench adapter on your can wrench. And back in the early days when can wrenches were developed, a lot of the manufacturers would recommend not having that option on your can wrench, so there wasn't a chance to over tighten hardware. But sometimes you get in a problem where things are too tight, so you actually need the hex to be able to put a wrench so you can unscrew a post or a nut. So the MS16CS22 has a built-in wire stripper, and you can get this in a kit form where you actually get a 5/32 and a 5/16 wrench that will attach to the end of the can wrench, making it a basically 4 tools in one. So you have your 7/16, your 3/8, 5/16, and 5/36 options on the can wrench. Here's our other can wrench. This one on the right is probably one of the oldest can wrenches in our lines. It's been around since the 70s, the RX, and it's a smaller can wrench. Again, it does not have the hex adapter, so you can't hook a wrench onto this. The REX is just an updated version of the RX, and then the most popular can wrench we make is M-216CEX, and it's more ergonomic, and again, it has a hex on it, so you can put a wrench on it to help loosen up those tight nuts and bolts in your life. So, security wrenches, this stuff goes way back. These are the telephone nid wrenches you'll see on the outside of your house when you have the customer access and you have the telephone access. This is the security key for the telephone access. So we make them in 2 sizes. It's a 5/32 head, and they're available in a 9-inch shaft or a 6-inch shaft. And that's really basically the only difference. On this one, this is actually a 6-inch shaft, and this is 3, but the overall length, this is a 9-inch tool, and this is a 6-inch tool. We do a lot of different connectors. I didn't put them all in here, but we do pass-through and regular connectors. We do Cat 6 and Cat 5e. We sell them in 100-piece jars, 50-piece jars, and now we are actually selling in 25-piece packs as well. And we can sell them in bulk in 1,000 packs. But our most popular are the 100 and the 50-piece jars. So we do, like I said, we're real big into kitting. This is a kit that involves the connectors, punch down tools, a scissors, a wire stripper, and a compression tool. Known as a crimp tool. As far as the crimping tool, we do 2 models right now. I have another one coming out here in the very near future that will do shielded connectors, but the UC4569 is our pass-through. The UC864 is the regular non-pass-through type connectors. So these will do RJ11, 12, and RJ45, and they will strip and cut the wire. So these are multi-purpose tools where really, if you're doing connectors, You can strip your cable, cut the excess length off the cable you don't need, and then you can compress your connector. And if anyone doesn't know what a pass-through connector is, you do not have to make the cables the proper length when you put them into your connector. The cable will feed all the way through the connector. When you crimp the connector, the tool will cut the excess cable off the end of the connector. Whereas if you're using where you have to have the right length cable for your connectors, you'd use the A64, which would be a non-pass-through connector. We do have several test size, and like I said, we're going back old school with the butt sets. We have a couple different tone and probes, and we have voltage detectors. So I always recommend people carrying voltage detectors because I've been shocked by low voltage cable where it could be grounded to electrical ground, and it zapped me pretty good. So I always recommend, when in doubt, make sure there's no voltage. It takes a couple seconds to touch your cable and make sure there's no voltage, but like I said, it only hurts once when you get shocked really well. Butt sets, like I said, they've been around forever. People are just basically now using butt sets to pull dial tone, mostly in the security alarm business more than the telecom. Tone and probes, if you guys haven't ever used a tone and probe to identify a cable, that's what they're used for. If you have a block of Cat5, Cat6 cable, and you're in a closet and you're looking for one cable in specific, you can hook the transmitter onto the cable you're in question and use the probe to actually probe it out the other end. As far as toner probes go, the TTP901 is a much better tool for the money. It combines a modular tester, which is the MC468, that's going to do opens and shorts looking for miswires on your Cat5, Cat6 cable. That is actually built into our tone generator. This tone generator will work on F, B, and C, RCA, and Rj45 cables, so you can actually trace out coax and Cat5, Cat6 cable. So like I said, this is a really versatile tool. The fact that it will do cable mapping and all those different size cables for the money, like I said, it's a really good value. I'll switch over to the MCT468 is a Rj45 tester. It's looking for opens, shorts, cross, and correct wiring. This product, you would hook your Rj45 cable into one end. This will separate from the tool. You plug your other end of cable. Hit the test button, it goes through each cable, make sure they're matched up from one end to the other. Basically, it's doing continuity and polarity checking, and which is all you need is to make sure your cable is in good shape. If you need to do more testing, we don't do the higher end certifying, but as for a quick check to make sure your cables are actually wired properly from one end to the other, the MCT468 is a great tool for the value. And then this is actually labeled wrong. This HDMI tester right here. Sorry, it's not a butt set, it's a HDMI tester. This works the same way as the MCT468, but this will actually check your HDMI cables. This could have saved me a lot of headache. And a couple years ago, I had a TV that wasn't working properly, and I had to call a cable company and find out that I had a bad HDMI cable. All you have to do is plug your HDMI cable the same way as the MC468. One end goes into the tester, the other one goes in the receiver. You hit test, it goes through and checks the polarity and continuity on the HDMI cable. So very simple tool to use. Like I said, it could save me a lot of headache in the past years ago. So do I know that I don't know if I was quick or not fast enough, but that's the end of our network tools. Let me know if there's any questions.
Hello, Wayne.
Yeah,
Wayne,
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Wayne, are you there? You ready for some questions?
Yes, yes, I am.
Great. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. Let's get started with the first question here. We have, can you tell us about the warranties on all of your devices?
Yes, so all the tools, if it's a hand tool, we have a lifetime warranty. If it's a test equipment, it's a 1-year warranty. So if you think about it, if it has a battery, it's a 1 year. If it doesn't have a battery, it's lifetime.
Thank you very much. That's excellent. will your products be instant replacement since there are no troubleshooting needed on them?
I don't understand the question. Can you repeat it?
Sure. It seems like a two-part question. Will your products be instant replacement since there are no troubleshooting needed? Or so are the parts readily available in the U.S.?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
We typically carry 6-month inventory on everything.
Got it. Thank you. Next question here for you. What is the best way for our team to reach out to your team? In other words, should we go to your website and find all of your resources there, customer service, tech support, that kind of thing?
Yes. So our website has a chat feature where you can get someone that will talk immediately to you during normal business hours, which is 8 to 4:30 Eastern time. And then for pricing and like general inquiries, you can email sales@jonard.com.
Great. On your website, can we find some detailed information on all of your products?
Yeah, so you'll find images, data sheets, and videos.
Great. Thank you so much. Next question. Do you have any packages or bundles that you've created at a discount, for example, to give folks a discount on a bundle?
Yes, we handle case by case, but if we do get a lot of requests. If it's a high quantity, we will give quantity discounts. We don't have anything published in our price book, but we're more than happy to listen to any inquiries, especially if it's for volume.
Thank you so much. Can you tell us, I believe all of your Jonard Tools products are manufactured in the U.S. Is that correct?
Not anymore. No, we started outsourcing a few years ago just to be competitive.
Understood. So some of your products are manufactured overseas?
Yes, and we're global. We don't just use China. We do stuff in the UK. We have some European stuff, China, Taiwan. But yeah, we're more global now than anything.
Great. Thank you so much for answering all of those questions for us today, Wayne. And thank you to everyone for attending today's webinar. And if anyone comes up with any further questions, of course, feel free to contact your sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of these products mentioned or shown, please visit us at www.microcom.us. And remember, this webinar presentation has been recorded and will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so you can view it again. Wayne, thank you so much for your time and all of your valuable information today. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now.